Hey, welcome back to Megabonk. I'm going to be showing you a pretty good strategy with the Robinette today. I go by Manta. And with the Robinette, pretty much you get a 1% increase in gold every single level. And the more gold that you have, the more damage you're actually able to do. Specifically for pretty much almost every single strategy, you want to be able to move super fast, and the default movement really isn't all there. You can do what's called strafing, to pretty much increase your move speed on every single character. It'll definitely help you get out of tight situations, and it's pretty much necessary to be able to do really good runs. I do have a tutorial on the channel. I believe it's titled How to Move Faster Than Default or something like that. But here we got the Slutty Cannon and the Grandma's Secret Tonic. Both are really good, but since we don't really have high of a crit chance yet, I think for the beginning the Slutty Cannon is actually a little bit better, because we just have a chance to shoot a rocket pretty much, and for the tonic we actually have to hope that we get a crit chance, even though the bow does have an increased crit chance. So here we'll take the cooldown tome instead of the bow upgrades. The bow upgrades for the projectile increases. Instead of one projectile, it'll shoot two, but at the same time, right next to one another, which will pretty much increases damage if both the projectiles hit an enemy. Excuse me. Getting over like some super long cold I've had for a while. It's pretty much over now, but my voice still isn't fully all there. So I'm just increasing the projectile count just so that we're able to one-tap these big explosion guys. Now we got these rockets. You can see how much more efficiently we're actually able to take care of the enemies. So that was a good roll from that NPC there. Here we'll also be grabbing the boss curse shrines. Those really shouldn't be an issue, especially since we're utilizing attack speed and quantity. But we pretty much want to get the Aegis as our second weapon. We're going to be utilizing 3 total weapons. You're more than welcome to actually take 4, but it might be a little bit more difficult for you in the beginning, depending on your luck and what weapons you choose. Just because you're just going to get a bunch of random weapons for a few more levels until you get pretty much the perfect roll. So I mean, you can get 4 weapons one after the other, perfectly exactly what you need, or you can get just 10 level ups of different weapons, pretty much everything that you don't need. So as long as you get lucky, it'll work out for you. But as soon as we fill 3 weapons, it pretty much stops showing us additional weapons. And then we are able to focus more on the level ups of those specific ones. Right there was a super good move. I don't know if anybody caught it, but if you hug the walls, you're actually able to negate fall damage. Okay, we got the projectile tome. So we got the cooldown and projectile. That's nice for the 7-minute timer because we're gonna have the boss spawning soon. Movement speed is good. Difficulty adjustments are pretty much placed around the map. And earning money, anything that increases gold game is specifically super strategic for the Robinette, because the more gold you obviously have, the more damage you're able to do. So you can see here we got 4 of the stone golems that spawned, and we're definitely not doing anywhere near enough damage to take care of all 4 of them. So we're just gonna go around the map, try to collect the different bases and see if we can get any more upgrades. So projectile count. Projectile count is really good for this build. Oh, we got a cooldown Tome in the red there. It's really good. So we actually would be able to kind of take care of the stone golems. Excuse me. Take care of the stone golems now, but it would take us a little bit of time. We're probably not going to be able to get this shrine, so let's just move on. Grab as much XP as possible. I would like some more weapon upgrades. Okay, we got the Aegis. Aegis, you want this as the second weapon because for the final boss, you're able to kind of utilize it for like the actual portions where you're able to attack him. With the Aegis, it'll potentially help save you. If you choose a second, like for example, for the first wave that you do of the entire boss fight. Okay, so we got our third weapon, the Dexecutioner. I'll explain why we chose that one next. But for the first wave of the boss fight, you're pretty much able to only use the first weapon that you have, which is the starting spawn weapon. Okay, so we're in a little bit of trouble here. We got the luck tome finally. Thankfully we have the Aegis. That would have been, without the Aegis, this run would have been over. Double jump would also help out a little bit for the swarm. It's nothing too necessary specifically for the first one, but for the second one it would be great to have. Okay, so we're actually increasing the tome levels a little bit here. Able to do a little bit more damage, so we might actually focus on these bosses. And the swarm wave is over now, so we just have to take care of all these enemies. Try to level up as much as possible. We got the gold tome. Oh, actually we didn't take that gold tome. Gold tome is super important for the Robinette. We are focusing a little bit more on damage. We do have these stone golems, but since there's so many enemies, gold tome is good to get. Yeah, you pretty much want to get any sort of gold increases as soon as you're able to see them. There we go, we finally got the gold tome. We were able to take out those enemies fairly fast. We got about 1,000 gold. And we got a legendary, the hammer. And then a couple random greens. Damage increase and choose an enemy to damage. They're all fairly good. So let's just collect as much as we can here. We still have a single stone golem. We have to eliminate. We got this additional stonks thing that gives us more gold. So whenever you increase quantity and cooldown for the Aegis, specifically I typically don't level the Aegis too much. I'll focus more on the other weapons and on the tomes specifically, because the Aegis for the cooldown is how quickly you get those shields back, and for the quantity is how many shields you have. So Aegis upgrades really, to me, aren't too important towards the end. Luck and projectile count there were really good. Because every single time you upgrade the tomes, pretty much just upgrades the actual Aegis. Just with the amount of shields you have and how quickly you're able to get them back. That's kind of what makes it so useful. Sometimes it's kind of like a skip for leveling up. Like you might not have anything better to choose. Everything is green, and you want something better than green for your weapons or tomes or whatever. Like here's all green, but for this specific run we take even green tomes. Not really too focused on maxing out the tomes at level 99. We're not utilizing the XP tome. XP tome also got a bit of a nerf in the latest patch. Got increased luck here. Okay, so we actually have 4 of those clovers now. With increased luck. Oh, we got a wrench. Wrench is really good, especially earlier on. Every single shrine that we get now. Another wrench. Nice. Okay, so every single shrine that we do get now is 15% additional rewards here. So here you can see instead of 10%, it's 11.5, which is really good. Just as soon as you can get those, the more the shrines are going to be able to do for you. Try to collect as many vases as you can too along the way, especially when you're just focused on taking care of the enemies around you. The more vases you get, the more levels and gold, obviously, which just increases your damage. They are super helpful. The vases can give you almost half a level up depending on what your level is, and a lot of gold. Okay, so we're at about 3k gold. Our gold tome is still only level 1. Fortunately, we were able to get a lot of gold increases. See what we got here. So we do have a slutty cannon already. Scarf would be okay, but we don't have any additional jumps. So we'll just go with that secret tonic. Alright, we got the boss wave for the 5 bosses. We do have to start increasing our levels as soon as we can. Chunkums will give us some useful items whenever we take care of them, but we have to take care of 4 total bosses, so we do have to go start this boss fight. We grab all the difficulty adjustments that we can, because that increases the amount of enemies spawned. It also makes them a little bit harder to eliminate. But since we're using the Robinette, because there's more enemies, we get more gold and actually able to do more damage because of that, so it's not really negative at all. You just pretty much increase your kill count at the end of the day. So fighting the bosses, you kind of have to be careful, but you do have the Aegis, so you don't have to worry too much about taking damage. The one thing that can hit through the Aegis is the AoE effect, if those do stack up on top of you. Or if the bosses just start hugging you and you pretty much run out of Aegis, that could definitely be a potential issue. Okay, so we got the scarf here, 33% more damage whenever we're not on the ground, so whenever we're jumping or falling. That'll definitely help out. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, I think that was a Dex upgrade. So for the luck tomes, you kind of want to level those up as much as possible before the next round. Nice, we got the claw, 66% more damage to enemies that are airborne, which helps out quite a bit for the final wave. All those ghosts are pretty much airborne, especially if we're going to be utilizing the scarf for the increased damage from the jumps. Okay, so we got the final horde here. We got the rage power up, which is super helpful. Got a credit card. It's actually really good. Alright. Orders. Clover is really good. It's our 5th clover. Crit chance by 10% increase. That's why we take all the boss curse shrines, because you can see how many chests kind of result from all that. Sometimes you're not fortunate enough to get a bunch of those, so your run might have a few less chests from the bosses, but it should be okay. So around 45-50 seconds, you want to start hugging the portal. You hug the wall here, the enemies pretty much spawn much closer to you, meaning that the XP is a lot closer to you, much easier to collect. Okay, so we got another slutty cannon here. Also, yeah, pretty much just if you have a boss portal that spawns near kind of a wall, just pretty beneficial to get. So around 50 seconds, we collect all the XP and we start moving back to the portal. 50 seconds is when like the bigger elites start spawning, and they will do. They will push you around a little bit, but at 6 minutes, 6 minutes 10, the dark ghost spawn. 6:10, 6:20, the big elites from the dark ghosts will spawn, and those will literally push you around. Now here you want to last as long as possible, specifically to gather as much gold as you can to prepare you for the next round or next tier. The more gold, obviously, the more damage, and the quicker you're able to eliminate the enemies in the next round, the better. Also, if you could increase your luck from the level ups, that'll help the NPCs in the next round have higher tier loot. I believe the NPCs are actually, the loot that they have is actually decided as soon as you enter the next wave, and not whenever you open the actual shop. I did mention this in the previous video. If you haven't seen that, I did a pretty good run with the Vlad. That is up on the channel. Let's grab all these difficulty adjustments. So we have 4 pretty much in one area here, which is really good. We got a magnet drop, purple hat here, so we got a credit card. That's pretty good. Crits at 50%. We pretty much have all the things here, so we can double up on the card for 2% increase. But we go with the claw because we're not going to be spending much gold, at least for right now. Probably more towards the end of the run. Okay, so we can do slurp gloves here, I think, for the blood magic, and we get heals from that, so it'll definitely help out. But I specifically don't open chests until until you have a bunch of gold, so it doesn't decrease your damage much, and your luck, pretty much, since we're utilizing the luck tome. Once you get that luck tome leveled up quite a bit, you'll get much better loot from the chests. So typically, probably tier 3, we'll start opening most of the chests. Might grab 1 or 2 on this round, but sometimes you also do receive those keys that open the chest for 10% chance to get the chest for free. And the more of those you collect, pretty much cheaper in the entire every single chest you're gonna buy is over time. Okay, so let's just collect all the shrines around here. You obviously want to grab as many as you can. We didn't have any the beacon items that increase the next tier shrine count by 2. Nice, we got a chunk plate here. All the items, they were really good, but we might as well grab that chunk plate. And the increased over health, that'll help us survive the swarm waves when that does come. Increased projectile count, increased gold is really good. The wrench is also great, but we're pretty much halfway to collecting every single shrine. But as I was saying, we didn't get any beacons. The beacons increase the count of shrines every tier by 2. Not every tier, but every tier from that beacon upgrade. Those next tiers will have 2 additional shrines. If you didn't know, there's a total of 15 shrines per tier. I'm not too sure if that includes NPCs, but I'm pretty sure that includes everything with an exclamation point. So shrines, magnets, boss, curse shrines, everything but difficulty adjustments. Okay, so we got the stone golem that spawned. Haven't seen any boss curse shrines this round, but I might hold off on taking those because the boss, I mean, depending on how much damage we're able to do, or how much gold we're actually able to collect. We'll see how quickly we're able to take care of the next boss wave. And then we can decide if we kind of want that boss curse shrine. But since there is decreased time to get every single shrine on this round, and everything is like you need a lot of jumps to kind of move around the area. Preferably, obviously 3 jumps would help you get a whole story. Sometimes 2 jumps if you have a height increase or a feather or something like that. But since we don't have any of those, it's kind of difficult to traverse this map super fast. So it's sometimes not beneficial to grab the boss clear shrines because of the decreased level time. You still have to take care of all the regular bosses that spawn. And the swarms will come a little bit closer, typically towards the final boss fight, the boss wave. Final boss portal fight, I mean. And since that one has quite a bit of health, it can kind of give you issues. So sometimes you might be able to get away with getting another curse shrine to fight 2 of the bosses, depending on how much damage you're able to actually achieve, depending on your build and the items you're able to get. But I personally wouldn't kind of risk it because it can run super quickly. Now I did mention that I was gonna talk about the Dexecutioner. Dexecutioner was meta in the last patch. It kind of got nerfed most recently. Not the actual weapon, but kind of the synergy that it has with an item called the Joe's Dagger. So the Joe's Dagger, whenever we're getting a lot of great upgrades here. I think we received a magnet, so we got luck from that shrine. Red's pretty much almost every single time take. And since we got Grandma's Tonic, we kind of want to get crit chance increased as much as possible. Grandma's Tonic is, I think, 50% of crit hits will cause an explosion, so we need to kind of get items that give us crit hit and level up upgrades that will give us crit hit. So I believe both the Executioner and the Bow both have crit chance increases and crit damage increases for level ups. But as I was saying, so for the Dexecutioner with the Joe's Dagger, the Dexecutioner has a chance to cause an execution on an enemy, which is kind of that switchblade sword sound that you're hearing coming from the weapons here. So it is causing quite a few executions. And that's pretty much whenever you get an execution, there's a chance to increase your damage multiplier. Now they used to scale infinitely, but it doesn't anymore. That was kind of nerfed in the latest patch, so I think you have a maximum of 2000% damage increase per level, which would be about 20x, I think. I think I might actually have those numbers wrong. You'd have to look that up. I did make a video covering the patch notes, but I don't know, it's just kind of having a brain fart here. Okay, so we got a heart here. We got 3 minutes, so we're gonna have a swarm coming, so we're getting in the best position possible right now. Just for that, they will start climbing these walls and kind of start overwhelming us, but as long as we get as much gold as possible, we should be able to kind of take care of all of them. Even with all these difficulty adjustments that we've been picking up, we definitely want to grab those. So we found the stonks here. It's really nice for increasing our damage by that much. So since we have this chunk plate, I'm not too worried. We have a lot of Aegis. As soon as I hear the Aegis kind of getting hit really fast. You have to kind of back off from the swarm, but really wanted to utilize that stonks as best as we could. Okay, we got a beefy ring, so increased damage 20%. But max health at 100, but not too sure exactly what that means. If your health is at 100, your damage is increased by 20%, or yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe if your health is under 100, I don't even know honestly how that ring works, but it is just increased damage, so gladly take it. Take all the difficulty increases. You can see, definitely utilize your mini-map as much as you can to find those. It's just like a little tiny brown square. Okay, so we had the chunkum spawn. We're just looking to clear the entire level here. Did find a shrine here. This is likely the last shrine. I really haven't keeping count. Okay, we got an additional jump there. There was a really good damage upgrade. Purple damage upgrade, but since we don't have any shrines and or not shrines, any additional jump upgrades, it's really nice to get because now we're pretty much able to check this map, double check this map much faster, especially with the movement abilities. Okay, we've got a minute, so we're gonna have to start this boss fight fairly soon. I'm confident in the amount of damage that we're doing. About 35k gold, and we do have many damage increases. Okay, boss is at about 855k health, but we are doing so much damage to him that it shouldn't be an issue. Here, even if we had two bosses, we'd probably more than likely be able to take care of them. Two final bosses, I mean. Just because of the amount of gold that we've kind of built up and the damage that we're able to do. So crit chances are good. So if I see crit chance, I'm pretty much taking it for most of the weapons. Luck is also really good, especially right before the next boss portal. But if we're going to be doing the final wave, gold is also really nice for just increasing damage overall. Okay, so I know we're going to be able to take care of this boss before the final horde. Whenever you kill the boss, I'm sure you know it causes a magnet to go off, so pretty much harvest as much XP as you can by eliminating other enemies, which with this build increases your damage, which you're able to take care of the boss even faster. So okay, so we got that boss here. We got two magnets in the area as well. We got an XP gain, watch item. We grab the gold gains and quantities and attack speeds. Pretty much whenever we see those for this final horde, just so we're able to eliminate as many as possible before having to get out of here to increase our gold. So I'm just standing here by this next magnet at around like 40 seconds, since at 50 seconds it gets a lot more difficult. I'm gonna grab this magnet and then we'll likely move to the next magnet, stand nearby for maybe around a minute. Not a minute, until like a minute 10, since in that last round we were getting pushed around at around a minute 10. We should be able to obviously do a lot more damage now, since we got much more gold and many more increases in levels. But we do have a nuke here as well, so we'll just stay here as long as comfortable. Okay, size increases I haven't really been focusing too much on. Those really aren't too necessary, except for maybe the Dexecutioner. The bullet does get pretty large projectiles. Okay, so grab that magnet and hug this portal at around a minute 10. Definitely where you want to be there, as long as be there by a minute 10 minimum. You can see how quickly gold is actually building up, so it is beneficial for you to stay here as long as possible. You kind of want to watch the Aegis here and see that whenever the Aegis actually starts depleting super fast, and you can kind of see your health even take at least any damage at all, you can get out of there. These guys can actually one-hit you at a certain point, so you don't want to stay here too long either. Just watch the Aegis and see how fast it is depleting. It's pretty much the only strategy, and you really gotta hope that you don't get unlucky, because these guys can knock you away from the portal. And as soon as you kind of feel that you're about to get knocked off, teleport right away. It is beneficial to stay here as long as possible. Like we are almost 20k more gold from when we started this boss portal, but you really don't want to risk ruin your run like this specifically. So yeah, so this run might actually be over unless we're able to get back there. You get trapped in a corner, it's pretty much over. Quantity is the one thing that might help you. And cooldown speed, just to build back some shields. Oh, come on, man. We got this, come on. Oh, come on, we're so close. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Alright, so if we were gonna get trapped in that corner there, we would have that would have been the end of the run. So we got extremely lucky with that. Definitely don't stay too long in that near that boss portal. But yeah, that boss bloody cleaver, let's go. Okay, so lifesteal now triggers blood mark stack, so we kind of need to get a lifesteal for making that even better. That specifically is an item that you want to get with the Vlad. We got another scarf, so 3 times the scarf's 30% for every single one increased damage whenever we're airborne. You can see how little enemies spawn in the starting waves. That's why you kind of want to get every single difficulty adjustment that you can see. You'll definitely be able to build up a lot more gold, but you can see how much more slowly it is building up for us. We are at 93k right now, so we're pretty much able to one-tap everything that's coming out so far. I can't believe we got so lucky in that last wave. That literally would have been the end of the round, so yeah, definitely don't tug that portal too long. Maybe teleport out at around 1 minute 35 seconds or something, because if you get sent like that, most likely than not, your run is over. So grab every single difficulty adjustment you see. We're going to increase our crit chance there instead of going with the wrench, because we do have the Grandma's Tonic. And we do have the hammer, which I believe the hammer, actually I don't know if that one actually has anything to do with crits, but with the Grandma's Tonic, 50% of all crits explode, so you want to just increase your crit chance to as high as possible. You can see how much damage we're actually able to do here. Pretty much half that health in one hit. We got a beacon finally, but that's pretty much useless now, since there's no next tier for beacons. We got a giant fork, so crits have a chance to become mega crits, so getting a crit chance is now even more essential. That's just gonna make those two specific, the Grandma's Tonic and the fork, work much better, because if we could pretty much get every single hit to be a crit, it's gonna either be an explosion or a mega crit. I don't know if both can actually apply. Okay, so we go with thorns there. It's not really essential. We got power gloves. And we will start opening all the chests that we see. Okay, we got crit damage. Alright, we'll wait a little bit to increase our damage a tad bit more. Maybe for the swarm, but and increase our luck from the level up. So let's just finish the swarm off just to make sure that we're not lowering our damage at all for this, because yeah, we're actually able to take care of these of the elite enemies super fast. Not really having any issues, so we could potentially just start opening up every chest we see. And with the luck increases that we've had so far, I mean, I'm hoping we do get a couple more, obviously, because the higher luck, the better loot that we get. And if there's any tiki tomes that we're able to find around the map, we might get some keys or additional luck increases. So that's always beneficial. So we could potentially wait, because I'm pretty confident in how long we're going to be able to last in that final swarm. Our gold is at 124k right now, which is fairly good for the final swarm. But we do want to increase our gold tome a little bit more. Movement speed is really good, but power up drop chance might give us some magnets. Getting a sucky magnet would be extremely beneficial to this build. Getting a Joe's dagger as well. The Joe's dagger is for the Dexecutioner, as I explained previously. And the sooner we're able to get that, kind of the more damage we're able to build. So if we got in the previous tiers, we would have had much more damage than we do now. Right now it's 18.9 times the damage. Okay. Just grabbing every single shrine that we see in this area. We get the damage. Projectile speed increases aren't necessary at all. Say with this specific build, the arrows are pretty fast and the Executioner is pretty much instant. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this rage just to clear as many enemies as possible. We're at 130k gold. We'll see where we're at the end of the swarm wave. Or when we're done with all the swarm enemies. Got a free chest there. Okay, so it is the end of the swarm, but nice, we got a key there. We are going to start opening up all the chests. We did outlast the swarm, and it's not gonna be too many issues to grab more. With 15% gold increase, that's really nice. From the chest, another key. So we got 2 keys now. 3 keys actually, we had one previously. And 155k gold after that swarm. Okay, let's grab all these shrines, quite a few here. We do have 3 minutes, kind of to spend as much gold as we can on chests. Grab all the shrines that we can as well. Specifically, I'm looking for additional jumps. We can get at least another jump. We want a minimum of 3 jumps for the final boss, and we kind of need to start preparing for the final boss fight by getting HP regen, max HP as well. That item right there was super useful. Building our shield up, and anything obviously that increases damage, but with Robinette it's just pretty much getting gold, so don't really need to focus on that too much. Additional projectile counts from that chest, so our chests are only 256 right now, and we do have 159k gold, so okay, we'll finish off these golems here. Grab the rest of the chest. We got our luck increase there, which is our second luck increase card, which is really nice, but we do have this luck tome as well. Luck Tome, I think we don't focus on anymore as much. 100% I think is okay. Additional Luck Tome increases would give us better level up chances, and obviously the better chests. We are going to be opening quite a few more chests, so we'll grab potentially higher rarity luck increases. But I'll focus more on the gold, specifically to prepare us for the final horde as much as we can, because the more we got another card there for the damage increase and another Grandma Secret Tonic, so we really do. We really do need to kind of focus on getting our crit up, so also level up the weapons. Level up your bow as much as you can also. That is pretty much the only weapon you're going to be able to use during the fight, other than maybe for the first 3 or 4 seconds of the fight. For the first 3 or 4 seconds you're actually able to, there we go, we got an extra jump, which is really nice. So now we do have the 3 jumps I wanted. More shield is also good, jump height is good, projectile count is all, they're all purple, so also very nice to see. Okay, we kind of need to start opening every single chest we see. It doesn't increase our damage pretty much at all. Another key, those are nice to see, but it's kind of late in the run, and we are paying for them. So okay, blood mark there with that item. We are kind of running out of chests here. Didn't get the craziest amount of them that spawned, which is okay. We obviously want as many golds as possible though, so we really need to start kind of focusing on getting as many of them as we can. Obviously we need to increase our gold count as well for the final swarm, so I'll increase the gold thing as much as possible. Thorns are nice for the Aegis, it increases the damage of the Aegis. It's just pretty much a damage increase every time you get that, and it does increase your armor, not the shield but the armor, and the armor just makes it so that you take less damage from enemies. Alright, so we've got maybe another minute and a half to collect chests. Nice, we got the Psyche Magnets. Psyche Magnet is pretty much essential for final swarm. The final swarm leveling up is really great for, we got a second bonk hammer. Specifically I would have liked the anvil. What's called the genie lamp. The Zolwando, which I believe is what it's called, but that is the revive. We got another Eagle Claw, just additional damage anytime the enemies are in the air, so more damage to the final swarm, which is really nice to have. We got 3 of those already. 15% more gold, that's actually amazing to get for the final swarm here. We do have another one of these shrines that we missed. Red gold gain is really good there. Pretty much another free chest here from these enemies. We all got launched up in the sky from that eagle talon and claw. Got another card for increased luck. So 7 or 6% increased luck every time we open up a chest, which is pretty good. More slurp gloves. Those are nice with the chunk plates. Okay, we'll just pretty much stay around this area, clear all the chests around here that we can see. Almost at 200k gold, so we got moldy cheese. Moldy cheese is great for the boss, and that's actually our first one. First moldy cheese that we've received, so Okay, crit chance is great for that Dexecutioner, so we'll go with that. Kind of want to get our crit chances up as much as possible, especially with that bow. Any bow upgrades with crit chance, crit damage, even projectile count, so we get a 360 around us would be really good. But yeah, we do want to get that bow because we're pretty much able to utilize that bow throughout the entire fight of the final boss. For the first wave, we'll only have the bow, other than for the first 3 seconds maybe. For the second wave, we'll have the bow and the Aegis, which will help keep us alive, no doubt, but it won't save you from certain attacks. And then for the third wave, we'll have our Dexecutioner back, which will really speed up the damage. But you do want to increase your health, your HP regen. Lifesteal doesn't really do too much. I guess while you're fighting the boss, it'll help you build your HP back. But you do want to regen more than lifesteal for the final boss, because he does have, like, whenever you have to go do the charge shrines, he'll continue attacking, but you can't do damage to him. And since you can't do damage to him, obviously you can't get life drain. So the only thing you can do there really is regen. It is super essential, because if you get hit by his the red orb projectiles that he does, those are really, really annoying. You can see we're at almost 300k gold. Our gold is going up quite fast. I'm getting hit a little bit here. I would like to kind of get more chests, but I think I'm mainly only getting hit because of this movable kind of pole near us. So projectile count, crit chance are all really good. Kind of not really focusing on luck too much anymore. Gold again, obviously really good still. Yeah, we're only at 2 minutes. Kind of movable object is really annoying. You can't shoot through it or past it, so enemies can hug it and pretty much just attack you right next to it. But we do have enough attack speed and quantity to where the Dexecutioner is kind of taking care of everything. And the arrows are kind of creating almost like a force field around us. Red gold again is really good. 500% gold again now. You can see why Sucky Magnets is so essential. We're getting so many level ups, and we really don't have to focus on getting the XP, so that was really lucky for us to hold that there. Specifically when we did, and increased difficulty is nice for additional enemies that will give us more gold, meaning more damage. We're almost at 400k gold. Increasing our gold tomes as much as possible here, just to kind of increase our damage before the final boss fight. Okay, so we are getting hit a little bit, but mainly when we're in the air, we try to get more chests while we can, since we do have the scarves, 3 of the scarves, and we were able to kind of keep them away on the ground. I'm fairly confident that when we're in the sky, since we do have about 90% increased damage from the 3 scarves, we should be able to stay alive. Once I do see my shield pretty much go down. Okay, another slutty cannon there. I would have preferred a gold, obviously, but it is what it is. Each chest, mind you, is also 3k, and we do have 462k gold, so we're not dropping a lot of damage when we do open these, so I'm pretty much just gonna grab every chest that I see. At around the 5-minute mark, I think we'll pretty much be moving back to the portal. Another evil claw, so even more damage on these flying enemies, which gives us more time to pretty much collect more stuff. There are more chests from around the map. Gold, Joe's dagger, amazing. The longer we stay here now, the more damage we get. Wow, that's a really good pull. Okay, we got damage increase here. That one's okay. Since we got the Jaw's Dagger now. Fairly confident. Your wrench is really not good to get there. There's a green as well. Not a good one. Since we pretty much have every single shrine for the rest of the run, it's not beneficial at all. I've taken anything other than that. Nice, we got a lamp, so every single hit has a second chance to apply its effects. So Jaw's Dagger has double the effectiveness pretty much. There still is a cap on it, but same with the Grandma's Secret Tonic and Spaghetti Fork and Cleaver and Power Gloves. All those are pretty much able to have doubled the chance of applying its effects. Okay, so we are approaching 5 minutes. But we do have 580k gold. But I haven't seen our shield go down too much. Nice, we got another lamp. That's crazy. Okay, we are really fortunate. Damage, I would like a revive. Would allow me to stay here as long as possible, pretty much. Excuse me. Okay, so we're able to get our crit chance up here, almost at 100% there. Okay, crit chance up to 100% for the dex there in the red. Really good. We want that up to at least 100% on both. Okay, I'm not seeing any more chests around this area, and around 5 minutes is when I'm kind of going to be getting a lot more careful. The 6-minute timer will cause kind of the purple ghost to spawn. That's the new style of ghost that was added in the last patch. But if you haven't seen the patches, or the patch notes, they are available on Steam, obviously, and I did make a video kind of reading them and covering them. It's nothing crazy of a video. Kind of low effort, I'm gonna be honest, but it is there for you to kind of watch if you want to just throw that up on the side. You'll know specifically what changed. The meta kind of changed with the Jaw's Dagger and the Dexecutioner. It still is super useful, but a lot less effective now, and new ghosts added. Obviously, at the 12-minute mark, the ghosts pretty much become invulnerable and you can't kill them. Okay, we'll take all the upgrades that we can get. We're starting to move. Good chances, some luck is nothing too crazy that we need, but just increasing our damage before this boss fight, because at the 6-minute mark I'm fairly confident we're going to be teleporting. Not exactly at 6 minutes, but as soon as I see the shield go down, I'm going to hug this wall just so I don't get sent flying if those mobs are super powerful. So we'll try to get our gold up as much as possible. So we'll increase that gold tome there as well. There's our highest level tome. So far we got a chest here, thankfully. You can see the new ghost, and we did get a crit chance increase, which is really good. Projectile count red, that's amazing. Gold gains, attack speeds, all very beneficial. You can see even at 6 minutes we're actually able to survive quite well, but as soon as I see the shield go down, I am just gonna teleport through that portal. That means that they're pretty much able to get to me. Okay, we see the shield going down. We still have a little bit of Aegis. I'm a little confident, or I'm confident enough that we can stay for a little bit longer. So I think we'll wait for the next time the shield goes down. But they are starting to kind of approach us much quicker. basically what I don't want to happen is them hit me way too fast all at once like that, like they're sending me around, and I get sent flying to the point where I can't reach that portal like we had in tier 2. So there we go, finally we're at the boss fight here. Started it with 960k gold. You can see that was pretty much like a 2-hit to clearing that first stage. So I think we're gonna have no problems doing damage, obviously, to this boss. The only issue is being able to stay alive. If we get hit by his AoE, kind of ground attacks, and some of the projectiles, like 2 of those projectiles hit us at once, we might actually be in trouble. This is why regen is super important, because you can't lifesteal here. Okay, we got our Aegis back. You can see that was pretty much a 1-2 hit under a second. So this red attack, it ignores the Aegis and it damages you over time. If you get comboed by that and like maybe 2 of these ground attacks, you might actually get in trouble to the point where the boss will be able to take you out. See how much Aegis we have built up. At a certain point they stop spawning around your character, and they do become invisible. With these blue projectiles, you really don't have to worry too much about them. Whoa, okay, everything just kind of stacked there at once. The red ones are really what you have to pay attention to. You could see the regen is actually doing its job there. Thankfully we got that. We are hurt here. Regen is doing a little bit. Finally rebuilt our shield back a bit. Here specifically, you want as many jumps as you can get. I believe we have like 5 jumps total now. Okay, trying to avoid getting hit by the reds. There we go, we actually finished the final boss there. Alright, so final horde spawns right now. We got about 964k gold for the final swarm after the boss wave here, and pretty much we'll be able to last quite a bit. Since we got the sucking magnet, we really don't have to do too much to collect the gold. Or collect the XP, I mean. Okay, so this portal is kind of blocking off our projectiles. See, it's kind of like we're on the flat side of it. And that is preventing some of the projectiles from getting through, and the ghosts are kind of hugging that area, but they aren't what's the word I'm looking for? They aren't too deadly yet. Okay, we got a key, super useless for us. Here's a spot, if you don't feel too confident kind of in your character build, this spot is used by people to kind of collect XP a little bit easier, but it will kind of void your slutty cannon if you have any of those. They'll end up hitting the top of those rocks, but pretty much what happens is the enemies will go above you, and then they'll try to attack you, but if you're able to eliminate them quick enough, then the XP will pretty much just fall on your head. So we're at almost 1.1 million gold, 51k eliminations. And now we pretty much just want to focus on gold again, projectile count specifically, because we do have the Aegis. And with the Aegis, if we do ever get sent airborne, or if we do ever start taking hits, I'm gonna jump up so that I do get sent airborne. And then usually what happens is the enemies are so fast that they'll bump you really quickly, and you'll get sent in front of them, and you're able to kind of rebuild your Aegis, because our attack speed is quite quick, so the Aegis comes back super fast. So I'll obviously level up your cooldown tome as much as possible too. Getting a few luck upgrades here is good. but pretty much after you're in the air, you're gonna get cornered eventually, and your Aegis will start going down. You want to get out of that as soon as you can. Get sent flying. Excuse me again. And when you get sent flying, you're able to rebuild your Aegis and just kind of repeat the process up until the enemies are able to pretty much come at you with such speed and damage that you're not able to protect yourself at all with the Aegis. Okay, so we're at about 2 minutes. We just want to level up and get as much gold as possible here so that we're able to survive as long as we can. Now if we had some additional items, maybe another revive, or maybe a love revive and another Joe's dagger, a couple different gold damage items, we'd probably be able to last easily up until 100k kills. But since the last patch with the purple ghost, it's gonna be very difficult to achieve that, I think, here, depending on kind of what upgrades we get. But if we had the anvil specifically, that would just help us tremendously, because every single level up upgrade would just increase the stats that much more of the actual weapons. So anvil specifically would be really great, and Joe's dagger, obviously the more genie lamps would also be really good. And the bow does, I believe, quite a bit more damage than the Joe's dagger. And it does clear pretty much an entire area. It's just with the bow, you don't obviously get the executions like you do with the Dexecutioner, so it doesn't increase the damage as much with the Joe's dagger. But eventually at a certain point you're going to cap out with the damage that you're able to gain from the Joe's dagger. Okay, so we are approaching 4 minutes here fairly soon at 1.6 million gold, 62k, 63k kills or eliminations. Now for a build like this, you specifically need quite a bit of luck. You can definitely get much more lucky than me. In terms of the items that you get a Joe's dagger fairly early on, which will build your damage quite a bit more. You get an anvil on tier 1, you're pretty much set. It's like one of the best builds that you can get is getting a Joe's dagger and an anvil on tier 1. Because if you get that, pretty much every weapon upgrade will have an additional stat every single time you level up. And since the Joe's dagger has a cap per every single level, every single tier, you'll be able to utilize tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and now the final boss tier to increase your damage quite a bit more. I believe it's like, what, 2000% over the overall run, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. We're actually 264 times the total damage. I think right now this is pretty much the meta build for getting a max amount of damage. There's also an item called the gold ring. You can get it with any character. In my last Vlad video, I actually received that item, but it increases the amount of gold that you get by quite a bit, and it's not an item that shows up in the items in the main menu. So with this specific build, also, if you get the gold ring, it's probably one of the luckiest drops that you can get with the Robinette is the gold ring. And if you do get that, you do have quite a Some good luck that run. Right now, specifically for the bow, attack speed is okay. Quantity is also another okay one to get, but nothing too major. Quantity is specifically more for the Aegis. Getting Aegis upgrades now wouldn't be bad either, so grab that one. Some quantity increases sometimes. It'll give you like 2 quantity increases for the Aegis. The knockback will be great. Size is okay for the Aegis. Pretty much, it's like the blast radius of the shield is what that increases. So that one's good. Damage is also good, but projectile count for the Aegis as well. Okay, so we're approaching the purple ghost swarm wave, which is at about the 6-minute mark, and we are at 2.1 million gold. It's much more than last time. Last year we pretty much we're at, I believe, 7 minutes, 7 something minutes, I think, is when we actually teleported to this area. So more than confident that we'll be able to last at least another 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. And at this point we want to increase our gold amount as much as we can. Okay, so here's that new horde wave. As soon as I see the Aegis start going down, after the shield goes down. So the shield number goes down first, and then you have the Aegis count start going down after that. So just watch the blue shield as much as you can. Once that goes down and you do hear the Aegis start taking damage, and then specifically you kind of want to start going airborne, because if you start getting hit quite a bit, you might get trapped. So if you go airborne, you're able to kind of control yourself a lot better. And since the increased damage, you might be able to even survive longer. Okay, so we're at approaching 7 minutes. It's almost 2.5 million gold. Getting near 80k eliminations as well. I'd like some more chests. Anything that'll increase damage would be great. Nice, we have another chest. Perfect timing. Okay, we brought our gold up to 1000% gain. Moldy cheese is pretty useless here. I preferred pretty much anything other than that that's gold. You do have a good amount of luck, but it's not gonna be a guaranteed gold every single time. My luck Tome is only level 20. Okay, so gold gain or projectile count there is really good. Projectile count obviously will additionally help the Aegis, but the gold gain will do much more damage if we can get that up as much as we can. So 7 minutes 30 seconds. You can see the swarms are actually approaching us quite fast. Okay, so just increase as much damage as we can to try to keep these enemies away. We do have pretty much the 3 scarves, so 90% increased damage whenever we're airborne. You can see we're starting to get hit here. Grab this chest and then we'll start jumping. Okay, so we pretty much do like kind of with those gloves, we do kind of like a blast around us, so if we ever do get trapped in a corner, it might help us get out of it. That one's not a bad one to get. See, our shield is actually down now and we are getting hit. So we're going to do that strategy where we jump. Do not hug like the outside barriers, because you can pretty much land on the enemies, and sometimes they spawn at the rate where you're not able to eliminate them. We're at 8 minutes specifically now. Almost 85,000 kills, 2.8 million gold. Yeah, stay away from those corners. Just jump around. just so you're able to build back that Aegis. Okay, so just gonna go for roll again and make sure we're doing enough damage. Okay, we are taking a lot of damage. It doesn't look like the Aegis is actually working with these ghosts. They are hitting us through the Aegis. So I don't believe we're gonna be able to stay alive for too much longer. As soon as we get trapped, we're pretty much, it's over. Yeah, I think it's over here. Oh, we actually made it out. That's kind of sweet. Okay. So, this is where you pretty much build back your Aegis. You try to stay alive as long as possible. Have these enemies push you away and... okay, the run is over, so 86k kills. We could have had a little bit luckier of a run, but that was a pretty good run. Got 23k bots worldwide, top 2% of players, so that was a good amount of gold. I think what was that, 2.8 million gold. We did the most amount of damage with the big bonks, so 24 billion damage. That pretty much turned our or made the hits sometimes do the bonk effect, and then we had the 3 Grandma Secret Tonic, which 12.5 billion damage, converted all our crit damage to explosions, which is really nice for the swarm. And the bow was pretty much our best weapon by far, even though it was a lower level than the Dexecutioner. So we did more than double the damage with the bow compared to the Dexecutioner. Slutty Cannon was also fairly good, but nothing too crazy. You could see our highest DPS was those bonk hammers. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the video. If you have any questions, if you'd like to see any other strategies, or if you want to see any quests or anything like that for this game, let me know. If there's any other games as well that you'd like to see on this channel, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and if you want to see more from me, subscribe to the channel, obviously. Anyway, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.